Welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to see some more member specifications, and we're going to see some how to assign the properties, how to define properties, and how to define some coefficients. Right. So let's start with the beam specifications first. So to go there, we go click on General and click on Specification. So this specifications we already learned how to apply these specifications. Right. So in that we click on beam. Right, so we already learned how to assign releases, offsets, right. So today we are going to see how to assign the compression only member, tension only member, and remaining specifications required. Right, so if you click on compression member, what is the meaning of this? If you assign the property of compression to any of these members, that member can only take axial force, that is tension force only. Right, so let us click on compression and click on add here. So member compression has been added, and for example, suppose for this bracing I want to assign a compression member only. So click that bracing member and assign to selected beams. Click on assign here. So now this member can only take compression force. Alright, similarly again if I go to beam and click on the tension member, which is here, and if I click on add here, so member tension has been added into the specification. And suppose if I click on this member and assign this tension member only, so this member can only take tensile forces. Right, so this is how you can assign your member as a tension member or a compression member. Right, now before moving forward, let us delete this plate first, and let us draw some plan bracing and elevation bracing. Right, so if I click on this add beam, and if I draw from this node to this node and this node up to this node, so this elevation is called elevation bracing. And if I draw some bracing here like this in the roof, something like this, bracing here also, these bracings are called plan bracings. Right, so we have drawn two types of bracing in our model, that is elevation bracing and plan bracing. These bracings here on both the sides are called elevation bracings, and at the top which is drawn, these are called plan bracing. Right, so this is how you can draw your plan bracings and elevation bracings. Right, so again go to beam, and next let us go assign. So we have assigned the tension member and compression member here. Right, if I double click on the member, just a minute, if I double click the member, so here you can find the member as this is our tension member. Similarly for compression member, if I double click on that, you can find whatever properties you have assigned here, member is compression member, so only compression force is passing through this member. Right, next let us see the meaning of truss. This specification has no additional parameters, so click on add, and suppose if I want to add this as a truss member, so select this member and assign to selected beams. Click on assign. Yes, so you can see here the truss member has been assigned, and if you want to verify it, double click on that, you can find the member property as truss here. Right, so you need to be very careful while assigning this truss property, because if you assign this truss property to the excessive elements, this can create instability in your structure. Right, so you need to be very careful of the fact that you cannot assign the truss properties to any member. Right, so you need to see the stability aspect also. So next again go to beam specification. This is for member specification. We have seen tension, compression, truss. Next is fireproofing. So if I click on this fireproofing, fireproofing types will be there. First is BFP, that is block fireproofing. If you assign this property, what is the meaning of this? The whole member will be covered inside the fireproofing material like this. Second option is contour fireproofing, so only the contours will be there of the fireproofing material. Right, so if you want to see the example of this contour fireproofing, you can Google that. you can see this type of fireproofing will be generated, right? So you can observe from this type of fireproofing will be there, right? So member will be covered by some fireproofing material, right? So you can observe in this figure also. All right, so this is how the fireproofing can be done. So you can see this example here, right? This is contour and this is the whole member is covered here, right? So go back to our model. So if you want to assign the fireproofing to any of the member, you can assign the thickness of that member, and you can assign the density of a particular member, and you can click on add here and you can assign to the particular member. This type of practice is generally done in the industrial plants, chemical industry plants, or say oil and gas industrial plants, right? So this is from here you can assign the fireproofing to your member also. After that, next is the imperfection. So let us see what is inside this imperfection. So there are two parameters available, either camber or drift. So mainly this imperfection is being assigned when your span of a particular beam is very large. So what happens, due to the large span up to say 12 to 15 meter, there is a initial deflection in the member due to the sulfate only, right? So to reduce that initial deflection, we are giving certain initial camber to a particular member, right? So to give that initial camber value, we are going to use this option, that is imperfection, right? So you can give it in any of the local direction, either y or z, and you can give any value here, right? Whatever initial deflection that is being calculated, you can give that value as a camber over here. This is one of the important aspect of this camber is the respect. So what does this mean? Stat calculates epsilon of the camber value whatever we are going to provide, and based on that epsilon value, the camber value will be calculated in the StatPro. Alright, generally if you talk about Indian Standard Code, the camber pro is provided for the load combination of dead load plus 0.25 live load, right? Dead load plus 0.25 live load camber is provided. Next option in this available is drift value, right? So if suppose there is an initial drift in a particular member for some architectural purpose, if you want to assign some initial drift, you can assign that initial drift using the drift option, or if there is initial deflection in the structure, you can assign that using this drift option. Alright, so this is about the imperfection properties. After that, there is one more property available here, specification available, it is inactive, right? So let us add this first, and suppose if I assign this member as inactive member, what is the meaning of that inactive member is that this member is not going to take any forces. So this member is not going to take any part in the force transfer mechanism. If I double click on this, I can see that this is inactive member. Alright, so this I can also assign the inactive members to a structure. And let's go back to beam again. If I click on that, the most important property which has been neglected, or I can say not aware of these properties, the new structural engineers or new engineers, those who are working on the STAD, is the property reduction factor. These are the property reduction factors similar to the stiffness modification factors that you assign in the ETABS, right? So as per Indian Standard Code revised IS 1893-2016, as per provisions for beams, you need to modify your beam stiffness to by 0.35, and for column you have to multiply it by 0.7, right? So reduced stiffness we need to take reduced moment of inertia, right? So this is the reduction factor for torsion constant, reduction factor for moment of inertia RIY, reduction factor for moment of inertia RIZ, right? And first one is cross sectional area. So area we are going to take as 1. We are not reducing the area, we are reducing the moment of inertia, that is along the 3 direction X, Y and Z, right? So for steel members we are considering the full strength, so we are not supposed to reduce anything here. But for suppose if we are going to assign beams and columns, RCC beams and columns, so let us first assign the property and then we draw the RCC beam and column. So for beam it is 0.35, here again 0.35, and if I click add here, so you can see reduction factor has been added here. Again for column also we need to add property reduction factor, so it is 0.7 as per Indian Standard Code. So we need to type 0.7, we need to add here. So now let us draw a beam below that. So first let's select these nodes and let us copy this nodes and the y direction, that is, say, let us paste it at -5. Okay, shift K so that nodes will be visible. Let us draw the beams connecting them. These are your columns. I hope how to do this it is clear to you. We have covered all this stuff in the previous sessions, so you can go back to previous sessions and see how to do this actually. Now let us add some secondary beams also. So if I right click on this beam, just a minute, normal cursor, select this beam, right click here, insert node at midpoint, press OK here, go to geometry, beam, by perpendicular intersection, select here. So when beam is also drawn, right? So now to assign the concrete member property, we go to property, and here there is one option called define. So if I click on this define property will open. So we're going to assign rectangular property. So let us assign first beam of size, say, 230 mm by 450 mm. So 0.23 by 0.5. material will be concrete. Click on add, right? So this is my beam. Same way I am going to add column also. So column let us assign as 0.5 by 0.5. click on add, close. So now we are going to select columns and assign this column property. So by pressing a shift, select all columns, this property, and assign to selected beams. Click on assign. Now we are going to select all the beams. And we are going to assign this property to these beams. Click on assign here, yes. And now if I go to 3D rendered view, you can see this concrete beams and columns are defined, right? So this is kind of a composite structure that we have defined here. All right, now for column we need to assign the specification, that is the stiffness modification factor. All right, so again go to specification, and if you see here, reduction factor for column is 0.7. so we are going to select all the columns, and we are going to assign to selected beams. Click on assign here, press yes. Same way for beams. Assign to selected beams. Click on assign, yes. So this is how you can assign those properties, and you can see those multiplications are assigned over here, right? 0.25, 0.25. all right, and so this is how you can assign the property reduction factor to your beams and columns. Okay, so that's it for today's session. All right, thank you so much for joining, and please like this video, share this video with your friends, and please write in your comment box how to like the sessions, and please subscribe the channel if you are not subscribed, right? I'm going to cover whole detailed part of the StatPro, and I already uploaded a detailed tutorials about the E-tabs also, so you can go through those also. Thank you so much for watching, don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video.